And I now recognize the ranking member of the Emergency Management and Technology Subcommittee, the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Carter, for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here. I want to thank our witnesses for being here today to discuss the Occupational Safety Health Administration's proposed rule to update fire brigade standards. When I was a young member of the New Orleans City Council many years ago, I was successful in creating our first responders with firefighters, creating the reality that in most cases, if not all, firefighters are closest, easiest, and prepared to be able to at least be the first on the scene to assess the situation before EMTs arrive. Somewhere in there, we admittedly neglected a bigger piece of that puzzle is making sure that we duly compensated you for that extra work and also provided additional resources. So here we are today to hear from you and to make sure that we're recognizing the incredible work that you do and the countless amount of lives that you have saved and will continue to save as first responders, getting on the scene and providing much needed assessment and medical attention to a person in need. So let me tell you how much I appreciate you and how much I fully support first responders and appreciate the witnesses being here today before our subcommittee. My understanding is that OSHA's proposed rule on fire brigade standards is not necessarily a new idea. It has origins in some of government's evaluations after September 11, 2001. I understand that the comment period for the proposed rule issued by OSHA in February and the deadline for submitting comments has been extended. I encourage all stakeholders to provide feedback to OSHA on this proposed rule so that the Biden administration, in its efforts to enhance the work environment for first responders, is well informed with the diverse perspectives that only you can bring. I'm eager to hear from our witnesses on how to strengthen this new proposed rule. Your insights will be valuable in ensuring that the standard effectively enhances the safety and health of all emergency responders. Along the same lines of looking at issues that impact first responders, I feel it important to acknowledge that hurricane season started on Saturday. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration warned that the United States could face one of the worst hurricane seasons in the last 2 decades. I represent New Orleans, a place that is no stranger to disasters. The city has been at the forefront of disasters from Hurricane Katrina to Ida and so many more. The aftermath of these hurricanes was nothing short of devastating, and climate change will only lead to more frequent and intense natural disasters. More recently, across the United States, we've had an increase in tornado activity, with tornadoes touching down in all but 2 days, between April 25th and May 27th, which is 94% of the days passed. In fact, last month was the most active month for severe weather since 2011. Over the Memorial Day weekend, deadly tornadoes killed at least 24 people, including children. I take this subcommittee's oversight duties very seriously, as does our chairman. As we continue to see evidence of climate change, it is important that this subcommittee focus on our nation's preparedness for disaster, and I encourage the chairman and my colleagues to work alongside both sides of the aisle to recognize that storms don't recognize nor appreciate any differences in people, party, or locale, that this, if nothing else, is a bipartisan effort that we should always swing together to hit to the benches to make sure that we are preparing for storms and giving you, our first responders, every protection, tool, and resource that you need in order to continue doing the great job that you do. Mr. Chairman, I yield.